So welcome everyone to this addendum video of professional ethics of the chapter called professional ethics. So there are few topics that we are going to cover in this addendum video. Let's begin with the video. Let's begin with the session. So first of all, we studied a topic called fundamental principles. What was the fundamental principles about? Sir, it talks about the qualities that should be there in every professional that we call as koi professional. What do you mean by koi professional? C for confidentiality. C for confidentiality, that means any information that you get from the client or employer you should not disclose to any other person except in certain situations that we have already covered in our class. Okay, sir. Then we discussed about O for objectivity. Objectivity means your decisions. Your decisions should be your decisions. They should not be affected by your own BC. Own BC means own biasness, own conflict of interest, or undue influence of some other person. Got it, sir. Then we discussed about integrity. That means be honest, be straightforward, have some true and fair view things in life. Okay? And don't associate with any information that is materially false, provided negligently, or omits the required information. Then we discussed about the 2 points of professional competence and due care, and professional behavior. If I talk about professional behavior, so professional behavior basically says that you need to comply with the laws and regulation and don't do any activity that can discredit the profession. But one thing that recently ICI has shown keen interest is professional competence and due care. So let's cover this topic a little bit more in detail so that we are very well ready for the things. So write the heading professional competence and due care. Professional competence and due care. Now, sir, for this professional competence and due care, I would request you to open your registers, and the way I write down the points, you should also write down with me so that simultaneously you get comfort over the whole topic. So if I talk about professional competence and due care, I will break this topic into two parts: professional competence and due care. Okay? Start writing with me, draw the full chart with me. First of all, let's focus on professional competence. Let's focus on the professional competence part. So the first part says that you should attain and maintain proper knowledge and skill. Attain and maintain proper knowledge and skill. Now when I talk about attain and maintain, again I will break this point into two parts. That is one related to attaining and the other related to maintaining. One related to attaining and the other related to maintaining. From the attaining wala part, we will draw the second point of this topic, which says, why do we need to attain the knowledge and skill? So that we can serve the clients. So that we can serve the clients or the employer with professional competence and sound judgment. Professional competence and somewhere with the sound judgment. If I talk about maintaining the knowledge and skill, how can I maintain the knowledge and skill? Then write the third point. This requires continuing awareness and understanding of the technical, professional, and any business developments. Technical, professional, and business developments. Got it, sir. After this, let's talk about the due care wala part. So you can write the fourth point. What do you mean by due care? Due care means you need to act diligently. You need to act diligently as per the professional standards. What do you mean by diligently? So write the fifth point. Diligence. Diligence is the responsibility. Diligence is the responsibility to act as per. To act as per three things. One, two, three. First, act as per the assignment. Second thing, to act carefully. And last may you write act on a timely basis. You need to act on a timely basis. This is how you need to write the 5 points. Done with the writing, everyone? Yes, sir. So let's cover this topic of professional competence and due care and understand what it's trying to say. Professional competence and due care, as I said, we will divide it into two parts. First part talks about professional competence. For professional competence, it says you not only have to attain but also need to maintain your knowledge and skill. Sir, what do you mean by knowledge? Knowledge is the studies that you are doing at CA inter and CA final level. Whatever knowledge that you are collecting about GST, income tax, audit, accounting, financial management, costing, law, this is the knowledge. What do you mean by skill? The skills that you develop in your articleship, time management, MS Excel, MS Word, PowerPoint, these are the skills. So not only it is important to gather the knowledge, not only it is important to gather the skills, but also to maintain them. First of all, let's talk about why do we need to attain the knowledge and skill. Because if you will be knowledgeable, if you will be skillful, then only you will be able to serve your clients in case you are a CA in practice, employer in case you are a CA in service, so that you will be able to serve your clients or employer with your proper competence and you will be able to make the right decisions. Got it, sir? Not only do you need to attain, but also need to maintain. Sir, how do we maintain our knowledge and skills? So, Baba, whatever amendments are coming, whatever real life updates are coming, you should be aware about that. You should be continuously aware and have an understanding of all the technical, professional, and business development. For example, let's say new income tax act is coming. New income tax code is coming. So when the new income tax code comes, you should be aware how the things work. Then only you will be valuable as a professional. So 3 points done: attain and maintain the knowledge and skill. If you attain, you will be able to serve the clients and your employer properly with proper knowledge and skill. Got it, sir? Then comes the next part. How do I maintain it? By being continuously aware and having an understanding of all the technical, business, and professional developments. This is all about your professional competence. I hope these 3 points are clear. Yes, sir. Now, 2 more points you can cover. Sir, what do you mean by due care? Due care means acting diligently as per your standards. Whatever the standards say, you should act as per that. Now someone may ask, what do you mean by diligently? So diligence means responsibility to act as per the requirements of assignment. Do your work carefully, properly checking the things, and do it on timely basis. You should submit your report on a timely basis. So these are the 5 points that you need to cover in this topic. Now quickly come to your book. Let's identify these 5 points. What does this point try to say? So the first point that we need to cover here is attain and maintain knowledge and skill. That means professional competence. If you attain the knowledge and skill, you will be in a position, second point, to serve the clients and employers with proper competence, sound judgment when you are applying the knowledge and skill. Now, sir, what do I mean by maintain? How do I maintain? So this is the third point. Through continuous awareness and understanding of all the technical, professional, and any business developments. Deal done? Done, sir. Now comes the question, what do you mean by due care? Due care means acting diligently. Due care means you need to act diligently as per the professional standard. What do you mean by diligently? So here it says diligence means the responsibility to act as per the assignment, acting carefully, and doing the work on a timely basis. Doing the work on a timely basis. So it is a responsibility to act. Act means as per the assignment. C for carefully, and T or timely basis. It is the responsibility to act. Other points you can just read through. It says continuously you should develop professionally to consider what are the amendments coming in the world so that your capabilities are as per the professional environment. Second thing, those who are working under your authority, those who are your juniors, they should also be properly trained and you should supervise them. So other 2 points you can just give a read. For exam point of view, these 5 points are enough. Got it? Got it, sir. So I hope this chart helps you. Otherwise, if you look at these points theoretically, I don't think it is that easy to manage. But yes, if you go with the proper flow, it is very, very easy to manage. Now let's move to the next topic. So now you can come to the next topic, members deemed to be in practice. Members deemed to be in practice. So members deemed to be in practice is mentioned in section 2, subsection 2. Then there is, sir, one clause, subsection 4, which talks about that as per section 2, subsection 2, clause 4, council has passed a resolution permitting a CA to perform management consultancy and other services. So if a CA is performing management consultancy and other services, he will be deemed to be in practice. He will be deemed to be a CA in practice. So in this CA in practice, at the end, this administrative services are mentioned. That as a CA in practice, you can also give the administrative service. Administrative service means here there is no professional judgment and these services are clerical in nature. Clerical in nature, that means you don't need much expertise. You don't need much professional expertise to perform these services. So 4 examples are given, and I think going by the recent trend of ICI is asking such type of question wherever 4 to 5 points are given. So it says examples of administrative services. What are the examples? First of all, if you are doing any work on Microsoft Word, if you are doing any work on Microsoft Word, that is word processing service, it will be a part of admin services. Now, sir, what will be the work that a CA in practice will do on MS Word? He will be filing some forms. He will be preparing some forms or filing some forms. Yes or no? Yes, sir. So this is the next part. What is the word processing service? That is preparing the administrative or statutory forms for the client. Now tell me one thing, when you have prepared the forms, you will also submit it to the client. When you have prepared the form, you will also submit to the client and they will be further submitted to the regulatory authorities. Yes or no? Yes, sir. They will be submitted to the regulatory authorities. So after preparing, the next point says submitting. Submitting the forms as instructed by the client, and last may, when to submit. Last may or question may come, when to submit. So you need to submit on the filing dates. Whatever are the statutory filing dates, then you need to submit your forms. So monitoring the statutory filing dates and advising the client about those dates. So very, very simple. If you want, you can draw this chart with me. First thing is word processing service. Word processing service. In this word processing service, what do you do? Sir, we prepare the statutory forms. We prepare the statutory forms. After preparing, you will submit the forms. When to submit, then comes the 4th point. For that, we need to monitor the statutory filing date. For that, we need to monitor the statutory filing date. So 4 points: word processing service, to prepare the form, then submitting the form and monitoring the filing date. This is a small chart that you can also draw. Done, sir. So this was the another part that I wanted to cover with you in this video. Now let's move to the next part. So quickly come to the council guideline. In the council guideline, there is a chapter number 16 which talks about logo guideline. So as you may be aware, new icai, not icai, new CA logo. New CA logo is available in the market. And now, sir, what does this logo talks about? Let's understand it. What does this logo talk about? So it says CA is written in which color? Sir, it is written in blue color. On the CA, you can see there is a upside mark which has 3 colors. What are the 3 colors? Orange, white, and green. Orange, white, and green, and then India is written below it. Now, what does these things denote? Let's try to understand. First of all, they say letter CA in the blue color with a tricolor trick mark with white background. What does this say? So first of all, the blue color, what does the blue color stands for? It stands for a variety of things. Let's understand. First of all, it denotes the creativity and innovativeness. Creativity and innovativeness. And at the same time, it also indicates knowledge, integrity, trust, truth. Why, sir? Why, sir, the blue color denotes the knowledge, integrity, trust, and truth? You tell me, which pen color do you use for writing? Sir, we use blue ink color. We generally use blue ink color. So when do you write? Writing is all related to knowledge. The people who are knowledgeable are considered to be honest, trustful, truthworthy. So that's why the blue color is associated with that. Apart from this, there is a blue ocean in the market. Yes, sir. There is a blue ocean in the market. So when there is a blue oceans, sir, seas and oceans are blue in color, so they have the depth. They somewhere have the depth. So always remember, blue is a color associated with creativity and innovativeness, first of all. Then you talk about the knowledgeable part of it. We use generally the blue ink for writing. So knowledge, integrity, trust, truth, and then, sir, there is some stability and depth associated with the blue color. Got it, sir. Now talking about the upside down mark. This upside down mark mostly we use in our articleship and CA forms. In the CA forms, whenever you are checking something, you generally check it like this. This is the upside down mark. So upside down mark is typically used by CAs, and this symbolizes the wisdom and value of the professional. Somewhere it is associated with the value of the professional. Then you can see India is also added here. So what does India shows? India shows that CAs are working for this country. CAs are working for this country. It is our duty to serve the nation. Serve the nation, collect the fees. Serve the nation, collect the fees. So it epitomizes means it shows. It shows the ICAI's connection to the India First approach and the commitment to serve the Indian economy. Now remember one thing, you cannot play with this logo. You cannot play with this logo. You cannot shorten it. You cannot broaden it. You cannot change the font of this logo. Font will remain same. Color will remain same. You cannot tilt it. You cannot rotate it. You cannot play with the logo. So remember, no change in font, spacing, dimension, design or color. You cannot rotate clockwise, anti-clockwise. And remember, it cannot be shrunk or distorted. Now, sir, one thing I feel ICI can ask from MCQ point of view. This is the thing. Now, many of the CAs may be having the old CA logo. They may be having the old CA logo on their stationery. So in that case, ICI has given 1 year. 1 year that you can still use your existing stationery, or still you can use your signage. Signage means some instrument for signing and all. Still you can use your existing stationery or signage for 1 year. After 1 year on your stationery, the new logo should be there. So this 1 year wala part, the transition time that they have given, they can ask for MCQ point of view. Is it crystal clear to you? Yes, sir. Now, sir, that part of the video which all of you were waiting for. Now let's talk about the recent additions to the ethical standard board decisions. Let's talk about this. Again, come to your notebook. Yes, sir, we are back. Write down the heading, new ESB decisions. New ESB decisions. Let's discuss about the new ESB decisions. So the first decision is related to your BRSR reporting. BRSR reporting. So if I talk about BRSR reporting, everyone understand. Let's say there is a person who is the statutory auditor of the company. So there are 3 cases where he can provide the services to the company. First is related to prepare the BRSR report. Got it, sir. Second is related to the advisory services. Advisory services for the BRSR. And last one is related to the assurance. Assurance on BRSR. Now many of you may be thinking, sir, what is BRSR? What is BRSR? So BRSR means business responsibility. Business responsibility and sustainability reporting, business responsibility and sustainability report. So in this BRSR report, what happens? Like the financial statement, they become a part of annual report. BRSR report also forms part of annual report. Now tell me one thing, when you are already auditing the financial statements, can you prepare something for the management? The answer is no. You cannot do the preparation work for the management. This is not allowed. Whatever is the duty of the management, that should be done by the management only. You should not prepare it. But sir, since we are professional, since we have a lot of knowledge and skills, we can provide advisory services. If they want some advisory regarding the preparation of business responsibility and sustainability report, then we can provide them the advisory services. Can we also provide assurance on the BRSR report? Assurance means, can we provide our opinion whether this report is prepared properly or not? Answer is yes. This is also something that we can do. Again, this BRSR wala concept is discussed in detail. This is something again we discuss in detail in your emerging areas chapter. Emerging areas chapter that we do at the end of the course, there we are going to discuss in detail. For now, just understand this is one report in which the company tells what they have done for the society, what they have done for the planet, what they have done for the consumers. So basically they show how as a business they have fulfilled their responsibility towards society, towards the planet, towards the consumer and all. Got it, sir. Now let's talk about the second decision of Ethical Standard Board. First of all, we will understand all the decisions and at the end I will make you go through the book. Got it, sir. Let's say there is a statutory auditor. Let's say there is a statutory auditor. Now you people tell me, there is a client. There is a client who is offering you two types of services. First service is related to SRS 4400 and second service is related to SRS 4410. 4400 is agreed upon procedures and 4410 is compilation engagement. Now sir, what is agreed upon procedure? What is a compilation engagement? Everyone understand. In the agreed upon procedure, management will tell you that they want you to test the data. Plus, they will also tell you which procedure to adopt to test the data. That means they will tell you to take confirmation of the data. So not only they will tell you what to check, but they will also tell you how to check it. So do you think statutory auditor should be allowed to do the agreed upon procedure? Answer is yes. Even as an auditor, you are checking so many things. Even as an auditor, you are checking so many things. So this is also something that you can do. Now, sir, what is a compilation engagement? Compilation means you need to compile a lot of things. So company will give you the trial balance. Company will give you their ledgers. Company will give you the adjustment entries. Company will give you their judgments about the accounting estimates, accounting policy, and ask you to compile them for the financial statement. Ask you to compile them for preparing the financial statement. So do you think as a statutory auditor of the company, when you are giving your opinion on the financial statement, you should do this type of compilation engagement when you are helping the management prepare the financial statement? Answer is no. This is not allowed. Why? There is a clear self-review threat. There is a clear self-review threat. So that's why this is not allowed. You got the point or not? Yes, sir. Now let's move to the third part. What does the third part says? Come to the third part. It talks about Skill Development Council. Skill Development Council centers which are operated by the Government of India. Got it, sir. Now, since Government of India is running these Skill Development Council centers, Skill Development Counseling centers means there are many people who are in the young age. And these young age people need counseling about what are the skills they need to develop so that they can opt for a good career. Now, sir, since this is an initiative of the government, they want to see how these centers are working. Government want to see how these centers are working, so they get service assessment or performance audit, service assessment or performance audit done. Now the question is, can this service of service assessment or performance audit, can this be done by a CA in practice? Can this be done by a CA in practice? So the answer is yes. Answer is yes as per section 2 subsection 2 clause 4. As per section 2 subsection 2 clause 4 of CA Act 1949, CA Act 1949, management consultancy services are allowed. Management consultancy services are allowed. There is no problem in that. So in the management consultancy services also, I told you, whatever be the type of audit, whatever be the type of audit, be it an internal audit, be it an operational audit, be it any type of audit, I gave you that trick. It is allowed to the CA in practice. So be it the service assessment or a performance audit of these centers, this is also something that you can do. Clear point? Clear, sir. Now let's move to the fourth part. See, these are the easy, interesting things. If you apply little bit of common sense, everything will be crystal clear to all of you. Now let's talk about an organization, my favorite organization, that is BB Virtuals. Now, sir, in the BB Virtuals, you know there is the head. Sir, who is the head? Come on, everyone. Who is the head? Sir, the head is Yes People. Our head is Yes People, BB Sir. BB Sir is the head of the organization. Yes or no? Yes, sir. Now, sir, since BB Sir is running the organization, he had a thought. He had a thought, sir. What were the thoughts? How is the quality of lectures moving? Then he had the thought, are the books being reached to the students on time? Then whether proper doubts of the students are taken or not, he had these thoughts in his mind. So for checking this quality, what happened is he appointed a CA in practice. He appointed a CA in practice whom he asked that as a student, you should buy the lectures. As a student, you should buy our lectures, and when you buy the lectures, then you should assess the quality. Then you should assess the quality of the service, whether the services are proper or not. Now tell me one thing, if a CA in practice is appointed, where he is not acting as a CA in practice, he is acting as a student, he is buying the lectures to assess the quality. Is this also some type of audit going on? Yes, sir, this is also some type of audit. What is this audit called? This is called mystery audit. This is called mystery audit, and this is generally done in the service industries. In case of service industries, whenever they want to check the quality, a person will take a form of the customer, and as a customer, he will check the quality of the services, and this is called the mystery audit. So can a CA in practice do this work? Answer is yes, he is allowed. Answer is yes, he is allowed. There is no problem. A CA in practice can do the mystery audit. Now let's do the fifth point, and whatever points we have covered till now, then we will quickly revise it from the book. Tell me one thing, can a CA in practice become the company's director or promoter? Is this thing allowed? As a CA in practice, can I become the company's director or promoter? Answer is yes, you can become. Yes, you can become. Now tell me one thing, this thing that I have become the director or promoter of the company, can the company mention this thing? Can the company mention this thing on the company's portal? Can it be mentioned on the company's portal? Again, the answer is yes, you can mention it on the company's portal. It can be mentioned on the company's website. But now comes the another question. Can we mention the professional attainments? Can we mention the professional attainments or the firm name? Can these two things be mentioned, whatever are the professional attainments or whatever is the firm name? The answer is no. This is something which is not allowed. This is something which is not allowed, that the professional attainments or the firm name, this is something that you cannot mention. Why, sir? As Baba, it violates. As it violates clause 6 and 7 of your CA Act 1949. It violates clause 6 and 7 of CA Act 1949. Clause 6 talks about solicitation. It talks about solicitation. Solicitation means you are asking for work. So can I say mentioning the professional attainments or firm name on the company portal is an indirect solicitation? Yes, sir. That's why clause 6 attracted. Clause 7 talks about advertisement. So if you are mentioning on the company portal about your professional attainment and firm name, it is an indirect way of advertisement. That's why clause 6 and 7 will be applicable here. Now everyone, come with me to the book. Come with me to the book. The first 5 things that we have covered, let's quickly revise it from the book. Okay? Let's revise it. So the first point says that it is not permissible for a CA in practice being the statutory auditor to prepare the BRSR. Preparation of BRSR is not allowed. But sir, can we provide the advisory services? Yes. Can we do the assurance on BRSR? Yes. Now comes the next point. Statutory auditor of the entity not permitted to do the compilation engagement. Why? As an auditor, you cannot prepare the financial statement. Next point. CA in practice can do the service assessment and performance audit of the Centers of Skill Development Council of Government of India as it is a management consultancy service. So this is allowed. ICA can ask you a case study based question on this. So please consider it properly. Can a CA in practice do the mystery audit like we discussed in case of BB virtuals? Yes, sir. And last point that we just discussed was CA in practice can mention the position as the promoter or director on the portal of the company. This is allowed. But mentioning the professional attainments and firm name is not allowed. Why? This will violate clause 6 and 7. This can violate the clause 6 and 7 of the CA Act 1949. Now let's move to the next part. See, once the concepts are clear, it is very easy to go through the points. Now comes the sixth part, which talks about cooperative bank. In case of cooperative bank, there are 3 things that you need to consider. Let's talk about the first thing. As a CA in practice, you can become the professional director. You can become the professional director on the board of management. On the board of management of the cooperative bank. Come on, tell me. As a CA in practice, can you become the professional director? Can you become the professional director on the board of management of the cooperative bank? Answer is yes, you can become. Answer is yes, you can become. Now comes the question, what is a professional director? What is a professional director? So the professional director means a person who is on the board of director, but actually he is a professional. Actually, he's a professional. That means a CA in practice who is running his profession properly. But at the same time, he's guiding the management, he's directing the management how the things need to be done. Now tell me one thing, this professional director, should he be the executive director or non-executive or independent director? Non-executive or independent director. Sir, obviously as a CA in practice, you can't be the executive director. So you will be non-executive or independent director. Non-executive means you cannot be involved in the day-to-day operations of the company. You cannot be involved in the day-to-day operations of the company, and at the same time, you or your partner cannot be the auditor of the company. You and your partner cannot be the auditor of the company. Why, sir? Arey Baba, when you are the director, you are the officer or employee of the company. Yes, sir. When you are the officer or employee company, how can you or your partner be the auditor? You cannot be the auditor of the company. You got the point or not? Yes, sir. So this is the same thing written. As a CA in practice, you can become the professional director in the board of management of the cooperative bank. Got it, sir. Similar to this point, one more point is written. CA in practice can be the non-executive or independent director in a cooperative bank. But remember, non-executive means you are not involved in the day-to-day activities, and at the same time, neither you or your partner is interested in the bank as an auditor. So this is one point of cooperative society. This is another point of cooperative bank. And one more point of cooperative bank is, here they don't say the word director, but they use the word member. They say that you can become a member of the board of management of a primary urban cooperative bank Now, what do you mean by board member? Board member, again, they say it is a director simpliciter. Director simpliciter again means non-executive director who has no involvement in the day-to-day functioning and only sitting fees is paid to the director. So this is one more point that you can add to the chart so that there is no confusion at the end of the day. So in this point, they say that you can become a member again of the board of management of primary urban cooperative bank. So when it comes to member of the board of management, this is allowed only for a primary urban cooperative bank. But again, at the same time, they say that you will be a director simpliciter. Director simpliciter is just another name of non-executive director. Okay? And only the sitting fees should be paid to you. Whatever is the sitting fees that we discuss in law also. Whatever I remember is section 197 subsection 5. So whatever is the sitting fees just for attending the meetings, only that is allowed. No other fees should be paid. So if ICI says in the question that as a CA in practice, you want to become a member of the board of management, then in that case, they have given that only primary urban cooperative bank is allowed. But I should tell you, the essence is same. Here also they are talking about non-executive director. Here also they are giving the feel of non-executive director only. And I genuinely feel, because these are the recent cases. These two are the recent cases. So ICI will ask you a question on this. And in this case, there is no problem with the cooperative bank. Any cooperative bank is allowed. There is nothing like primary urban. No. Here, any cooperative bank is allowed. So professional director can be of any type of cooperative bank. This is allowed. Deal done, sir. So this is your whole provision regarding the cooperative bank at one place, so that you don't have any confusion. Now let's move to the seventh point. What does the seventh point talks about? Do you know this city? Yes, sir. What is the name of this city? This is called Gift City. Or you can also call it IFSC. IFSC unit that you generally study in DT. What do you mean by gift city? Gift means Gujarat International Finance Tech City. Gujarat International Finance Tech City. So sir, what is the purpose of this city? Basically, they want it to be a SEZ, that is a special economic zone, and it should be a global hub which provides finance and tech related service. Basically the countries like Singapore, Dubai, which are performing very well in the recent times. To give them good competition from India, they have designed this concept. Now comes the actual question of the day. So the question is, in this gift city, can a CA in practice practice in this city? Do you think he should be allowed to practice in this city? Answer is yes. What is the problem? When there are so many companies to cater? We should be allowed to practice in this city. Now comes question number 2. The question number 2 says, let's say a CA in practice, he has his office outside the gift city. Now sir, let's say his office is in Delhi. Delhi means outside the gift city, or you can say outside IFSC. So when the office is outside IFSC, it is in Delhi. Can he provide the service? To the IFSC units? Is the service to IFSC units allowed? Can he give the service to IFSC units? Again, the answer is yes. He can give the service to the IFSC units. There is no problem. So this is the basic concept. You can set up your practice here. You can set up your practice outside IFSC also, and still you can give the services. There is no problem in this case. Now let's move to the 8th point. Just need your attention for 10 more minutes. And more case studies will be done. And I really feel that ICI can ask you a question from this part. Now, sir, there are various professional documents that we discuss in this chapter. What are the professional documents? One, two, three. First of all, you meet the client, you give the visiting card. Then when you give your audit report, you give it on your letterhead. And also when the client comes to your office, he sees the signboard. Abhi, we are not talking about the signboard, we are discussing about the visiting card or letterhead. On this, can a CA in practice print the vision or mission? Can the CA in practice print the vision or mission on the visiting card or letterhead? The answer is no. The answer is no, he cannot print the same, sir, because it will be a type of solicitation. It will be a type of solicitation and the person will be guilty. Plus, one more thing in this case, sir, what? Let's say the client request you. Request the CA in practice, sir, what? That you should provide the firm profile. That you should provide the client with the firm profile. Firm profile means the details of the firm, who are the partners, then what are the services that they can provide to the client. So in this firm profile, can I mention about my vision or mission? Can I mention about my vision or mission? Again, the answer is yes. So not again. The answer is yes when it is on a special request of the client. When on a special request of the client, you are providing the firm profile, then in that case, you can provide the vision or mission. Then in that case, it is allowed. Then in that case, it is allowed. Then it will become green. Then in that case, it will become green. It will be allowed. Got it? Got it, sir. So last May, whatever we covered, let's quickly revise this from the book also. CA in practice can practice in the gift city, no problem. Even if the office is outside gift city, they can render the service to the IFSC units. Very easy, sir. Plus, the firm is not permitted to publish the vision or mission statement on their stationery or documents. It can be printed on the firm profile provided it is in a specific response to the client. Talking about the vision or mission, I think one more point was given in your book. Let's cover it here only. Where was this point given? I think it was here only. Here, sir, on the next page. Not permissible to print the vision or values behind the visiting card, as it will lead to solicitation and can be a violation of clause 6 part of the first schedule of C Act 1949. Okay? So just remember this part also. It is related to this point only. Now we are just left with 2 or 3 more cases and this video will be done. Now, sir, let's talk about the case number 9. What does the case 9 talks about? Let's say there is a CA in practice. Okay, sir. He is doing the statutory audit. He is doing the statutory audit of a bank. Which bank? SBI. He is doing the statutory audit of SBI bank. Okay, sir. At the same time, SBI has given a 300 crore loan. SBI has given a 300 crore loan to a borrower. That means the customer of SBI. That means the customer of SBI. Now, when SBI will give a 300 crore loan, do you think SBI will worry? Yes, sir, SBI will worry. SBI will worry about this money can be used by the borrower for money laundering. This amount can be used by the borrower for doing some type of fraud. So what they will do, they will appoint agency. They will appoint agency for specialized monitoring. They will appoint an agency for specialized monitoring, which is called ASM, Agency for Specialized Monitoring. And this agency will monitor the utilization of the funds. This agency will monitor the utilization of the funds. If the purchases are done from the funds, how the purchases are done. If the production money is used, how the money is used in production. In case the borrower has done any high value transaction, what is the purpose of the transaction? This agency will specialize monitoring. They will monitor the purchases, production money and high value transaction. Now the question is very simple. Now the question is very simple. Can the CA in practice become the ASM? Can a CA in practice become the ASM for the customer of the bank for which he is doing the statutory audit? So the real answer is no. Just focus on your statutory audit assignment. Just focus on your statutory audit assignment. You cannot take up any internal assignment of the bank. So the normal rule says, if you want, everyone can write it down. Normal rule says that for a bank, if you are the external auditor, if you are the external auditor, then Baba, you cannot take any internal assignment of the bank. Then in that case, you cannot take any internal assignment of the bank. Now let's move to the last two cases and the things will be done. Let's move to case number 10. Let's say there is a CA in practice and there is another company called ITC. I'm sure many of you know about this company. Yes or no? Yes, sir. We know about ITC. Your classmate registers. Your classmate register, Ashirwad Atta, Ashirwad Ghee, everything is made by ITC. Also, ITC hotels are there. So let's say as a CA in practice, you are associated with ITC as a procurement officer. Procurement officer means you are procuring all the materials for this company. You are purchasing all the materials for this company. Now tell me one thing. At the same time, can you become the internal auditor of ITC? Do you think you can become the internal auditor of ITC? Answer is no. Answer is no. Why, sir? See, as an internal auditor, your work is to check the operations of the entity, whether the operations are working properly or not. When you will be a part of the operations, when you are a part of the procurement team, do you think you'll be able to properly check it? No, sir. This will be a conflict of interest. You will not be independent as an internal auditor. So this is not allowed. This thing is not allowed. Now let's come to the second last point. And the second last point says one more thing. Sir, what? Let's say there is a government of India. Mitron, government of India. Now let's say government of India gave a grant, sir, grant of 100 crore rupees. Grant of 100 crore rupees to an education institution called MIT University. They gave a grant of 100 crore rupees to MIT University. Now out of this 100 crore, let's say MIT University utilized how much? They utilized, let's say 60 crore rupees. They utilized 60 crore rupees. Now when MIT has utilized 60 crore rupees, you know what? They need to give a certificate. They need to give a certificate to the government of India, sir, certificate of utilization. Certificate of utilization. So who will give this certificate? A CA in practice can give this certificate. A CA in practice can help with this certification. Now the question is, can the CA in practice say that his fees of certification will be 2% of 60 crore rupees? 2% of 60 crore rupees, that means it will be based on the percentage of the amount utilized. It will be based on the percentage of amount utilized, that is 1.2 crore. Is it allowed? Answer is yes, this is also allowed. Answer is yes, this is also allowed. So everyone write a note with me. Please write a note with me. So there is a clause number 10.1.1. Clause 10 part 1 of first schedule, which says that your fees cannot be based on the percentage of profit. But we do study a exception on it. Sir, what are the exceptions of it? The exceptions are CRV, fund management, debt recovery, and cost optimization service plus non service. Non means non-assurance service to a non-audit client. So C for cooperative society. For a cooperative society, your audit fees can be based on their turnover, profits. This is allowed. If you are a receiver or liquidator, your fees can be based on the amount of liquidation of assets. If you are a valuer for direct tax purpose, again your fees can be based on the percentage of property valued. If you are raising the funds, if you are managing the services of the company, if you are debt recovery service or cost optimization service, again percentage of benefit is allowed. Plus, if you are providing non-assurance service to a non-audit clients, again percentage is allowed. And now there is one more addition to this exception, that your fees can be based on the percentage of the amount utilized by the education institution. Got it? Got it, sir. Now let's discuss about the last point. 10, I think after this it should have been 11. Really sorry for the numbering. Now we are going to move to the last point, and very, very happy everyone, because this is the last part of this topic. Sir, what does this part says? Let's say there is a company called Zerodha. You know about Zerodha? Yes, sir. Zerodha is a unlisted company. Got it, sir. Now, being an unlisted company, let's say it has a statutory auditor or a tax auditor. Statutory or tax auditor, so you need to tell, can the statutory or tax auditor provide them with the service of valuation of unquoted equity shares? Can they provide them with the service of valuation of unquoted equity shares? So ethical standard board says no. No, if it is prohibited by the law. If the law says no, then we also say no. If the law says no, then we also say no. So this is a very, what you can say, safe play. This is a very safe play by the ethical standard board, that if the law is saying no, you are not allowed, then we are also saying that it is not allowed. Okay? So these were your 12 decisions that we just covered. Let's cover the last decisions quickly. So last May, whatever decisions that we covered, everyone focus here. As a statutory auditor of the bank, you cannot become the ASM. ASM means what? Everyone write with me. Agency for Specialized Monitoring. Agency for specialized monitoring, basically monitoring the funds of the customer. You cannot accept this assignment. Either of the assignment you can accept at one time. If you are the procurement officer, you cannot become the internal auditor simultaneously. Can a CA in practice charge the fees on the basis of percentage of utilization of amount of the education institution? Answer is yes, this is allowed. And last May, statutory auditor or tax auditor can't be the valuer of unquoted equity share, unlisted equity share of the same entity if it is prohibited by the law. So all your recent ethical standard board decisions are done. I hope it was a very useful session for you. You got to learn a lot. Now my request would be, whatever notes that we made in the class, only that you have to revise. And trust me, it will not take more than 5 to 10 minutes to quickly revise them in this revision, and everything will be crystal clear to you. So thank you so much for watching this video. Keep studying with happiness, because when we study with happiness, then only we progress. Keep going everyone, and stay connected.